adventure, sports, outdoors. With host Harry Canterbury.
There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home where I belong. I had that feeling coming over me again, just like it happened so many times before. Yeah.
Hi, Harry Canterbury with another edition of Adventure Sports Outdoors. We've got a very interesting program. Of course, the Vietnam ended in 1975, but the wounds of that war are still going on. We lost over 60,000 men in battle, and also 100,000 have committed suicide since 1975. We've got a special guy, Danny Rybczyk, who's a decorated Vietnam War veteran, and he's going to tell his story, something that we've all forgot, and a lot of us have tried to forget. Also, Teddy Bear, a little follow-up on my best friend. Teddy had surgery at the Cass County Veterinarian's Clinic in Virginia, Illinois, and the prognosis looks pretty good, at least for a while. And he's back to basically what he was before he got sick, and we're very, very happy about that. And you'll get to see the part of the surgery that saved Teddy's life, and we couldn't be any more happier that my black lab, Teddy Bear, will be here for at least a little while longer. So stay tuned today for a good show.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield. Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway. Mike O'Brien, Remax Commercial, Traders Unlimited Commercial. Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. Our thanks to all of these sponsors.
It's really hard. A lot of you people have gone through this, but it's my time, and I thought it appropriate to show you this, this big oaf. He's 110 pounds and just a beautiful Labrador. The tumor that he has, you can actually see it over here on the side a little bit. It's about the size of a softball. And it's, we're going to go to the University of Illinois tomorrow. By the time you see the show, we'll know what's wrong with Teddy Bear. But the type of cancer that he has is pretty aggressive, and it will take his life pretty quickly. But if we find out that it's a benign tumor, we are going to remove it, and I'm going to try to get a few more years out of my best friend. He's quite a dog, to say the least. And it just breaks your heart. And I'll tell you what, it just, the pain is unbearable. It really is. To lose this guy.
After weighing all the options, Harry decided to schedule surgery for Teddy Bear. Dr. Dan from Cass Veterinary Services came highly recommended.
Okay, so we're going to run some blood on here while we're getting him prepped. We're going to put an IV line in him so we get some fluids running into him, and we'll bring him back to the surgery area, and then we'll get him ready to give him some anesthesia and get him ready for surgery. Okay. So we'll be going on the surgery here pretty quick here. And we're going to shave a little spot on his leg here. He's already got a little spot shaved already here. So this mass is in the caudal abdomen, something about this size right here. So odds are, like I mentioned, I think it's probably associated with the spleen. We don't know what it's associated with, and we're not going to know until we kind of get in there and take a look at it. We're going to hope that it's something that we can peel out of there is what we're going to hope for here. He's going to get a little tired here, a little drowsy, laying off his. Lights. Need some lights, please. Well, it is an abdominal wall mass, which was part of the differential diagnosis. Kind of an ugly looking thing, isn't it? But seems to be something that we can get out of here. So, and it feels like the base of it is attached right to the pelvic rim, which is highly unusual.
That was an experience for me. I've, of course, been around animals all my life and things and seen surgeries, minor surgeries, but this was quite an invasive deal. I mean, you know, removing, what did that thing weigh? About a...
Oh, it was the size of a softball, probably weighed £1.5 pounds.
Pound
maybe
and a half.
2 pounds, something like that maybe. So it was pretty good size.
Okay, we did talk quite a bit about what could happen, what we should expect, but we've got the tumor removed. You're going to say, in your professional opinion, that tumor is probably malignant.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. It is a type of tumor that is part of the muscle, and it's a part of the abdominal muscle. And that's why it was kind of tough to diagnose. I think even with the CT scan, I think there was some ambiguity even with the CT scan as what the origin of it was, but it definitely was part of the muscle itself. And so we removed the muscle fibers as they go back and attach to the pelvis. That's where the base of the muscle was. That wasn't, the tumor didn't go back that far, but as we trace it back, we're able to disattach the muscle from the pelvis, remove all that, and then forward, get a wide margin around the whole tumor forward.
Well, this is the day I've been waiting for, and been kind of anxious to say the least. And of course, on the last television show, you know, we thought that it was pretty much over, but I didn't give up. I don't give up ever. And when it's your best friend, a guy that you spent thousands of hours with in the boat, in the car, in the house, and in the yard, so you're going to give them every opportunity and give them the best chance you possibly can, and I did that. And I came down to Virginia, Illinois, and on the recommendation of a number of people, to see Dr. Dan and get this tumor removed, and of course we did do that. He's in recovery now. We're going to take him home today, but tell us what the prognosis is, what to expect, and what are we going to do?
Okay, well, short term, he's going to be real sore. We had to there was extensive muscle that abdominal muscle that we had to remove, and we had to pull the edges together, so there's some tension on those areas. So he's going to be painful and hurting until that has time to heal. We're going to send him a couple different kinds of pain medications to keep him on. So,
and so we're going to be giving him this particular...
This is his antibiotic. You're going to give 2 tablets once daily until gone. And then this is his pain medication. You can start this tomorrow.
Okay.
He gets 1 tablet by mouth once daily.
And that's an NSAID. That's what that is. And
this is tramadol, which I know you guys already have at home. You're going to continue that with 3 tablets twice daily. And you can start this evening.
Okay, so I start this evening, and this starts tomorrow. And all the instructions are on the bottom,
yes,
so we can
exactly.
do that. Well, good deal. So you did the operation, and of course we witnessed the whole thing. And so what was your opinion of what happened and where we're at?
So, so U of I had diagnosed muscle tumor of the rectus muscle, which I confirmed on surgery. So that was removed as much as we could. We think we got broad margins around it. We did take a regional lymph node, which we're going to send in, and we'll get the report back in that 7 to 10 days usually that takes to get back. So we'll hope for a negative response on that is what we'll hope for. So short term, he's going to be painful, motoring around until that heals. Long term, I guess we don't know. You know, it's a type, you know, like U of I kind of mentioned, the prognosis, you don't know. It's kind of the roll of the dice, whether it's going to be 1 month or 6 months or 2 years. That's where we'll hope for the longer of those, but we don't know.
In the interim, he should regain his old stamina to where he was within the next week or two once this heals up a little bit.
That's
and
right.
He hopefully, and at least I'm hoping so,
Yeah.
that he will be able to regain, you know, the same mobility and activities that he was doing before all this.
That's right. So he's got a couple weeks of healing time here, and then he should get back. So he had the Teddy tail wag going this morning, so that's a good sign.
Good. I'm glad. I can't wait to see him. Really can't. Oh, look at there. Oh, look at that guy. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, you walking around, you feel so much better. Yeah, you do. Oh. Yeah, he said, why did I have to go through all that? That wasn't fun at all. Look at his tail going. You're sure glad to see your daddy. You'll get feeling better when you get home. Yes. You're just a baby, so spoiled. Yes, you are. Yeah, well, thanks for taking such good care of him.
No problem.
He's a good dog.
He is a good dog.
Yeah. He loves everybody. Yes, he does. Yeah, good deal. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Well, you ready to go home? You look like a rainbow. Yeah. You're all colors of the rainbow right now. Yeah, I'm so glad to get him back, and I'm glad he's doing so well. Maybe we can get a little more time. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Hi, I'm Dave Barth with your Sportsman's Tip of the Week. With ammo prices getting higher and higher almost on a daily basis, you might want to consider reloading, especially rifle and pistol shells. It doesn't take that much of an investment and that much equipment to get started. You need a reloading press, you need a powder scale, a powder measure, and dies. A nice accessory to have is a case tumbler. Of course, you need media for the tumbler. It's not a necessity that you have to have something like this, but it just cleans your brass and you get a good looking cartridge when you're done. Now, if you want to save some money, you can buy all of this equipment in a kit, and it's everything you need to start reloading except a set of dies. Once you have your basic equipment, you can change calibers for between $30 and $40 by buying a set of dies for each particular caliber. Once you have your equipment, you need your components. Primers, you can buy by the thousand. Powder comes in single pound lots or in kegs. You need bullets of some type. Lead bullets like this are a real cost savings. When you shoot lead, like out of a 45 long Colt, for example, factory ammunition is $30 to $40. You can load a box of shells for $10. If you want to load rifle ammunition, you can buy bullets by the 100, and you'll load for about half of what they sell for new. And of course, you need brass. I'm Dave Barth with your Sportsman's Tip of the Week.
I'd like to thank Dr. Dan from the Cass County Veterinarian Clinic for doing such a fabulous job on my best friend, Teddy Bear. And hopefully Teddy has got some time to be with his family. We've got another Dan coming on, Dan Rybczyk, a Vietnam veteran. And of course, these guys have been forgotten either by not saying anything or by people just trying to forget that terrible time in history. But it's good to remember. And Dan, who is a real war hero, is going to tell us about some of the experiences that he went through in Vietnam. Hi, I'm here with a special guest, Danny Rybczyk, a Vietnam veteran and also a veteran of the United States Army for 14 years. Danny's been all over the world, Japan, Germany, everywhere. And he did spend some time in Vietnam, and he is a decorated veteran, saw a lot of action in Vietnam. We're very fortunate to have Danny here at my home, and we're going to talk to him about his experiences. One thing I do need to let you know is Danny was exposed to a terrible Agent Orange, the thing that they used to defoliage the jungle There was millions of gallons of that stuff dumped everywhere. I know a number of people are still affected today with that issue. Danny was all over Vietnam. He came in contact with it, and it's now had some repercussions with his health. So I need to let you know that Danny's speech is not as good as he'd like it to be, but he does a pretty darn good job. Danny, you joined the Army in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What year?
1961.
1961. My goodness, that's a long time ago. And how did you end up in Peoria, Illinois? I mean, this is a long ways.
I graduated the Adjutant General School, and the Army chose to send me here as a recruiter.
So you were a recruiter here in Peoria, Illinois?
Right.
Okay. So that's how you got acclimated to this fine town, and we're here for quite a while.
I was divorced and my daughter wanted to attend Bradley, so I stayed here.
So you say your daughter?
My daughter.
Attended Bradley University.
Right, and then law school.
Law school. And
right.
What is she doing now? I guess she's still a lawyer, huh?
She has a discipline in intellectual properties.
Intellectual properties?
Right, she lives in Durango, Colorado.
Really? Well, you should be very proud of her, and I'm sure you are. I'll bet you are. We're going to talk about Vietnam right now, and we've interviewed quite a few of you guys. And a couple of your best friends in the world. In fact, they're here today. And they think the world of you, and I know a lot of people that know you, and they also do too. You're a heck of a nice guy. You went through a lot of hell over there in Vietnam. You saw a lot of nasty things that the eyes of a young man shouldn't have to see at the age you were when you were there. But you've spent 14 years in the United States Army, traveled quite a bit, and did you ever have issues with your tours over there? Were you ever bothered?
I thought over the years I developed a wall within, and I don't deal with flashbacks, but I have what's called intrusive thoughts.
So you have
Right.
built a wall mentally
Right.
to try to keep that stuff at bay.
Right. I teeter between need to remember, need to forget.
So need to remember, need to forget, so you teeter back and forth.
Back and forth.
Back and forth. How old were you when you were there in Vietnam?
20.
20 years old. And we've got quite a few photographs here that shows you some of the things that Danny had to do. And a lot of them, of course, are very graphic. But that was a way of life during your tour of duty over there. It was a lot of death.
Yes. Unfortunately, I learned that neither hatred nor love knows a boundary.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of love over there. Some people may call it heroics. To me, it was an act of love.
Yeah. So you lost a lot of friends, many
Sure.
friends and acquaintances. What did you think when they told you they were going to send you to Vietnam? Did you know where Vietnam was or what it was?
You know, like most kids my age, I thought God and country.
You were proud of America.
My dad did in World War II, my uncle did in Korea. My turn came, no big deal.
So you said, whatever the government wants,
Right.
there, I'm a patriot and I'm going to go.
Right, then, you know, you thought you were searching for recognition, whatever. But you learn when you got there, your country was the truth of the ground you stood on. And the only thing you pledged allegiance to was the guy with you.
So you, when you went to war, the only allegiance you owed anybody was the guy that was either to your left or to your right.
Of course, when we get replacements, we heard about what was occurring back here. racial awareness, riots, protests. So all we had was each other, and we fought for each other.
You know, your buddy Mike Miller said today that, you know, you hear the terminology of band of brothers. You really didn't have anybody but yourselves. And it was not a good time in America, and it was a real blemish on this country, the way they treated Vietnam veterans.
I've had people ask me what they carried in Vietnam. We carried each other. I said people back here didn't understand Vietnam was a war of attrition.
Of attrition.
Killed, be killed. First time we've ever fought that type of war.
So that was a learning experience.
They found it unpleasant. They couldn't deal with it.
Yes, yeah.
They wanted you to still be the kid next door, freckle-faced, loved reading newspapers, and you came back a different person.
My own son went over to war 3 times in the Marine Corps. And he grew up a lot, of course, but he's not the same person that we sent to them.
Sure.
By a long shot, you know. And I don't know many people that, you know, have sent their children out, you know, and then
Right.
to the military, and then they come back and they're the same or even close.
My mom was that way, like, if you don't talk about it, it'll go away.
Yeah, that's what they told
And
that
you-
generation.
And you wanted to be what people needed, and you couldn't be. So we both withdrew within ourselves. I think it was years of not being able to believe it meant something. Is what hurts most.
It hurts the most.
And forced us to develop our own community and our own support groups. Like before the VA called it PTSD.
PTSD, right?
I just thought I was immature. Something was wrong with me.
Can I ask you another question? Did a lot of that get to you when you came home to try to reassimilate with society? Did it? I'm talking, was there any suicidal thoughts? Or
Oh, yes.
there was.
At some point, you stopped trying.
You stopped trying to put that wall up.
And like being with Larry and Mike, just being in a room with guys who shared that experience.
They understand.
You felt normal. You didn't have to talk about it or relive it. You just felt safe. You felt good.
So you find that being with people who shared the same experiences is therapeutic
Wow.
mentally.
Yes, sir.
And you feel comfortable being with them because they shared similar experiences.
True. There's nothing of me but to be me.
Have you, everybody knows, and I know a lot of people, but a lot of people know Danny Rybczyk. And, no, they do. And they think the world of you. And that in itself should be reassurance that you're a pretty damn good guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to be.
Yeah. I got to ask you this: your first encounter with the enemy. What was that like?
Well, I was on a 6-man reconnaissance and ambush team. It was our job to go to a local non-York village and set up an ambush. There was some activity in the area. We were grossly outnumbered, so all night long we had to throw grenades in the dark, not return fire, or give away our position. And we did this through grenade run until daylight when we could be extracted.
So you ran and threw grenades, ran and threw grenades.
Right.
Throw grenades and run back. Throw grenades and run back.
Right. And we extracted at daylight.
And then they extracted you out in daylight. That was a night fight.
I spent several days ashore myself. I felt inadequate. I didn't do my share. I puked. I couldn't eat for days. And then as time moved on,
things got better.
You got better.
Was that a pretty much regular occurrence when you were in a combat and you know, were taking you take lives and
I'm not sure, but I think for some reason you'll feel I should have, I could have, why didn't I do
So there's a lot of if, what, why, when, and
right. A lot of guilt.
Had I done this, would the outcome have been different?
Handled it
So it's no different than the dealings of life, except you're in combat.
You had to pursue, you wanted to fit in and belong, be accepted.
Right, be accepted, right. We're sitting on my deck in Peoria, Illinois, and I have to thank you for coming out. Your buddies, Larry and Mike, great friends, and I know you feel very privileged to have them guys. They're like more than your brother. You hear him over there? He ribs you too, don't he? But I want to. Yeah, but you give it back. But I want to thank you for participating. I know it's not been easy for you to get up here and everything, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating and telling your story. And I know we could talk for hours, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope it's been, worth doing. People learn.
I know people need to learn and know what you guys went through when you were young men.
Every generation of veterans is the same thing. We buy time for this experiment called democracy to work out its problems. We bought time.
Right. But it's patriots like you and your friends is why this country is here today.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield, Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway.
Mike O'Brien, Remax Commercial, Traders Unlimited Commercial.
Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily.
Our thanks to all of these sponsors.
Hey, a great show. And, as they always say, if you speak English, thank a teacher. If you love freedom, thank a vet. And Danny Rybczyk, what a guy. What an American. Hey, we're going down to Reelfoot Lake to do some catfishing and crappie fishing here at the end of the month, and should have a great time down there. I just love Reelfoot Lake. Haven't been down there in about 7 years, but we're going down next weekend. So anyway, have a great hunting season, and we'll see you next month.